This is Right About Now with Ryan Alford, a Radcast Network production. We are the #1 business show on the planet with over 1 million downloads a month. Taking the BS out of business for over 6 years and over 400 episodes. You ready to start snapping necks and cashing checks? Well, it starts right about now.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Right About Now. Today is August 2nd, 2024. It's our weekly business news of the week and whatever the hell we want to get into. You never know what road we're going to go down these days, especially when I got my best friend, my good buddy, Chris Hansen. What's up?
What's up? How you doing, big dog?
Oh, we're just here making things great again.
Trying.
That's all we're here. Making the news great again. One story at a time. How's hot Miami these days?
It's hot and humid, sticky, baby.
Sticky, baby. Sticky and hot.
It's good. It's awesome.
I have heard people, I've been hearing this recently, like the Miami effect on people. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. The context was mixed. What's your take if you heard somebody say that? Oh, he's got he's had the Miami effect on him. Does that mean bougie or does it mean I don't know what it means?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I feel like people told me I was kind of a Miami guy before I even lived in Miami.
Yes.
I'll take it as a compliment.
I do think you need some shades you wear the entire episode. Dude, I don't know, like Miami Vice.
I literally have a pair I almost put on. I swear to God. As I was walking back, some light blue, not necessary, but they're fashionable.
I know. I'm rocking my MAGA hat. I don't know. And it's I'm wearing this hat and it's become such a synonymous, with the, some movement. And I'm we can't really all rally around wanting to make America great. And I mean, look, America's always great. I had someone I can get hit on, I got the haters. I got everybody out now, haters, winners, trolls, lovers, everything. And it's everyone wants to get to a discussion. It's a slogan, people. America's great all the time. If you don't know that, then you're crazy. It's a slogan that, hey, we want to keep making it great. We don't want to lose our moral fiber. We don't want to lose what got us here. And we're on the slippery slope. It's not because we're not great. Someone said, I'd like you to list out factually, what makes America great. I'm you know what? I don't promote violence, but my fist would punch you right in the nose right now.
Yeah. Tell me you have a very small worldview without
it's come on, man. We can have arguments over anything you want, but if you don't know that America's great, then you're crazy. We live in the best country in the world. We just want to keep it that way.
Yes.
And, I don't know. Watching the Olympics the other night, I will say this. I watched the opening ceremony and I thought, in the rain, I wanted to give France credit for what they pulled off in the rain with the light shows and all that stuff. It was very whoa, I thought they did a good job with that. I guess I started watching after a lot of the drag queen stuff because clearly I probably would have had maybe a different perspective because number one, I caught a few people coming down the runway towards the end of it, but I was sort of hanging out with friends halfway paying attention. So admittedly, but I'm what the hell does a drag queen show have to do, or or even a freaking fashion show have to do with athletes performing at the highest level? Get someone answer me that.
Yeah. Does
it have anything is this anything athletic? I can walk
very
down that.
Fashion week for the Olympics.
Yeah. And I think that the point was, Paris, France, known for fashion, right? Okay. Part of their fiber of their culture. Okay, fine. But why don't we just go ahead and set off and freaking make the entire Christian side upset with the Last Supper thing? I mean, come on.
I don't know. It seems like they already had a whole kind of backstory to explain it, right? They're it's not the Last Supper. It's something with Dionysus, something related to the river's sign or scene, whatever you pronounce it in France.
Yeah. And
regardless, religious or not, it's just weird.
Yeah.
It's just
odd,
related to me.
Different, nothing to do with athletes or performing, and trying to make probably a statement of, again, trying to make the unnormal normal at all times. It's like everything's left the station. Anything and everything is acceptable. Like let's put it all out there. It's like, okay, like really,
right.
like
if I want to go to a drag show, I'll go to Duval Street in Key West, right? Like I think of you, if I'm sitting on my couch and I had 4 boys and this is on the television, it just would create a lot of confusion and a lot of weird questions.
And you know what? Here's the reality. My kids weren't watching it. I'm glad they weren't at the time. You know why? Because they don't care. You know why they don't care? Because of this stuff.
Yeah.
Because kids are smarter than you think they are. If this was all sport all the time, athletes coming in, showing guns, showing abs, like ready to work out, doing their thing, like making it about the competition, they probably want to watch it. But they know instinctively that they don't want to watch this crap. Like that they would be more entertained watching highlight clips of baseball players and basketball, like on YouTube. Like they're choosing what they want to watch instead of being force-fed this garbage that has nothing to do with the content of what's showing, whether it's culture or not. Like, so, like, I guess I was like, the whole time I was thinking like France's lack of like athletic dominance is because they had to show all this other stuff or something. And I'm not saying France hasn't had athletes. They got a badass swimmer. Like I've enjoyed like the little bit of glimpses of athletic competition I've seen, but it's like, but kids are smart. They don't want to watch any of that. They had no interest in it whatsoever. That's a problem.
It's unfortunate for the athletes too, because a lot of this is taking the light off of what it should really be on the athletes. I mean, this is an opportunity to be the best for your country in front of the entire world. Showcase them.
Yeah. And we're showcasing drag queens and models, air quotes, models. I mean,
can we not have some athletic models for an athletic competition? I'm not trying to be
exactly representative of what it takes. And look at all these athletes. They're super like, it's like we want to shine the light. Like it's all inclusivity and all these things. And look, no one supports your right to be what you want to be more than me. Just like I don't want you telling me. But however, we can't ignore the reality of physics and athleticism that all these people that have worked hard, trained hard, ate the right things, done the right things to be at their athletic greatness takes discipline and structure. And when we want to glorify non-athletic people and normalize things that, hey, I mean, whatever. I can go out there and put a Speedo on, but like, I don't have my 6-pack rocking yet. I got like a 1-pack, but you don't want to see that. You want to see the athletic greatness, baby. Like I'm just saying. And so we're just normalizing and putting a lot of spotlights on things that have nothing to do with athletic greatness. Duh. Oh, but that doesn't have me to do a thing hating on anybody. It's just a fact. And that's why my kids don't want to watch it. I don't know. We've got Brianna in the room. We got the female side here, who's rocking it. What's happening, Brianna? How are you today?
Hi, guys. How's it going?
Hey, Brianna.
Oh, we're just on the early soapbox here. I've been trying to get off of it for 3 weeks, but I can't.
It's hard, man. When stuff comes out every single week and there's, this much news, we're going to have a daily news special.
Yes. I know. I mean, did you watch any of the Olympics opening ceremony?
I did. I watched it. I watched clips. I was trying to get a feel for, which side of the coin I should I get, all up in arms as a Christian or, should I be more understanding, as somebody who's open-minded? I really side with you, Ryan, on, not necessarily wanting my boys to see that and, I don't know, like I understand the art and the French art aspect of it, but I think like people know what they're doing and you have to run through things so many times and rehearse it. So it's hard for me to understand somebody who's like, oops, we didn't realize what we were doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Like, this happened.
And the oops. And then like the explanation came right away. Right. It was like almost as
ready.
If they expected backlash and they had the PR team ready, like to release the statement.
Yeah, someone made a post like, and it's right. like they were talking about their feed, like on social media, they're not seeing any of the like results of the events. Like they're barely seeing any of it. And I'm like, I'm barely seeing any mention of it either. Like there's not, it's like, where's all I see is some of the controversy stuff, but I'm not seeing a lot. I saw the one thing, the women's team, winning gold. I saw that popped in my feed, but very few else, on either side. And it's like, what's that about?
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, I think part of it's because, likely my algorithm is full of people that have similar beliefs to me. That's sort of dangerous and expected at the same time. But like, and they're not posting about it because they've been offended. And so they did nothing to help themselves, is the bottom line.
I'd like to know, did the opening ceremony affect the overall viewership going forward? Did people just see that and say, you know what? Nah, I'm not interested anymore.
Yeah.
I'd like to know that.
One of the biggest wireless carriers, I'm going to say was it Verizon? I don't mean Verizon. It had to be Verizon or AT&T. I need to look that up, or Brianna can while I'm talking. That pulled completely out of all their sponsors for the Olympics over the whole Last Supper thing.
Wow.
It's like, this is Christianity, like Catholics, like Southern Baptists, like there's a lot of people that believe in the tenets of the Bible, and this, myself included. And so it's like, let's just go ahead and offend them all and just see what happens. And there's a business impact to this in the ratings and the interest and, social media feeds, and now specifically sponsor dollars from, it happening. So anyway, I don't get it.
It looks like C-Spire, a Mississippi-based telecommunications company, announced that it was canceling its ad buys in NBC Universal's Olympic coverage.
There's definitely someone bigger than them. I don't know who it is, but it was, I feel like there was a bigger company, but maybe not. Wireless carrier AT&T. Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, this one says they interpreted it as a mockery of the Last Supper, and so they pulled their company.
Yeah, I think there was a bigger sponsor that did, and we'll have that in the show notes by the time it airs. Nonetheless, I have no idea where the Olympics committee thought that was going to be beneficial. They clearly had an agenda, so we'll see. It's an interesting watching, the campaigns in general and the money and the dollars being raised for this stuff is crazy. I'm going to have to go ahead and if we're not going to make this campaign about identity politics, then let's not make it about it. Like, let's make about it the best candidate. But white dudes for Harris raising $4 million yesterday. It's like a double identity play. Why can't it just be people for Harris? Why has it got to be white? Why has it got to be dudes? It's like they think again, they're dividing and trying to find this line that's all identity based and not merit based or beliefs or policy. Like I've yet to see an ad propping up Kamala Harris's policies, what she's done so great as a vice president or previously. It's just all very mushy, like it's just mushy, man. It is not specific. TV. Very reality TV. No specifics other than new energy. We've got energy behind Kamala. We want Kamala to win, and she's not Donald Trump, and we're white dudes for Harris, but no specifics other than a bunch of beta men talking about, how they're going to cry over their children if Donald Trump's. I mean, give me a break. Give me a break. Yeah, it's like, you want to know what's wrong with America? It's these dudes. That's what's wrong with America.
Soy boys.
Yeah. Just We'd make America great again all the time if we get rid of that, the Hollywood beta man. Sorry. Just the way it is. Bunch of weak men that don't know their place in the household, that don't know how to raise their children the right way, that don't know how to set the standard. Sorry, that's what's wrong with America. Starts right there. So, we can tell it like it is, or we can just, everything's cool. Oh, Johnny, here's your participation trophy. Here's whatever. Go be whatever you want. Him, her, thee, whatever. Maybe the school will call me. Maybe they won't. No big deal. I don't owe anything to you in raising you the right way, or being strong, or being a provider, or being a leader of the household. Are you kidding me? Like, this is what's wrong. Right here. White dudes for Harris. Well, a bunch of weak dudes for nothing. That's what that is. Weak dudes for nothing. Worth nothing. So, yeah, let's debate that. Come on the show and let's talk. Yeah, that would be a good one, right? But we're not going to do that. We're going to talk about generalities and identity and things that haven't been earned. I'm over it, Chris. I'm over it.
I am too. And anyone that knows me knows I used to be pretty political. Like a problem, I would say. Not a problem. I was just super into it. But it affected my life. And I look at things like this where it's like, why does everyone want to put themselves in a box and an identity? Right?
Yeah.
Like, and even for myself, and you've said this too, is like, do I identify more conservative? Sure, but I have liberal views as well.
Yeah.
I just think race is the most like low level way to try to relate, like we're the white guys for Harris. It's like, okay, cool, man. Like, tell me you're seeking validation more. You know, like,
why don't you be the people for Harris because of X?
Also, say you and me start a group.
But it just says that we are white dudes for Harris.
And what if we started white dudes for Trump? Do you think that would go over?
Oh, that'd go over great. Exactly.
We would be racist.
Yeah, like, exactly. And that's sort of the irony of what they're playing off of. And they were trying to say, the irony is when white dudes normally get together, it has old meanings with pointed hats. Like saying like, white dudes coming together for a cause are typically the KKK.
Dude, I'm in Miami. I'm the minority down here. Most of my friends are Latin, Asian, Black, whatever you want to call it, right? It doesn't matter. They're my friends.
Yeah.
The race shit it's not a conversation.
No.
But I'll tell you, most of these people, they don't look at anything from a race perspective either. It's like, what do you stand for? What do you believe in?
Could care less what color you are. Just do the right things and have policies that I believe in. And, as far as my support, I mean, I'm a voter of one, but like, make it about the policy.
And you know what? I would love to hear more policy from Kamala. Like,
I'd love to.
Let's get in the matters, not the entertainment, not the Hollywood stuff. Like, what do you stand on for real? Because if you look at her record, she's never been concrete in any stance. She's always flowing, kind of whatever it seems is benefiting the vote, right?
Yeah. What's her plan for inflation? What's her plan for improving small business? What's her plan for lowering gas prices, lowering food prices, lowering wages? Because they don't need higher wages because it doesn't cost so much.
What's your plan for Ukraine and Russia? What's your plan for Israel and Palestine?
Yeah.
What's your plan at the border? Because you failed at that.
Yeah. What's your plan for crypto? Well, Donald Trump spoke at a rally,
People
this week.
Know.
Exactly.
Yep. Bitcoin conference.
Conference in Tennessee. Old Nashville. I wouldn't mind getting up to Nashville. Nashville's fun.
Yeah.
So a lot of friends that live there. What did you think about Trump at the Bitcoin conference?
All my buddies that were there were going nuts. I mean, it was all over my timeline. I think it's great. I was at the last Bitcoin conference down in Miami. And you had big people speaking, but I think to have a former president speak is massive. So that should, I think, give your average retail investor, someone like my parents, maybe the boomers that are more new to this, some more confidence in this as an investment. So I'm stoked. I think it was great. The market reacted positively to it. And if you really look at financial policies and you look at the monetary system, you should know, if you really read on it, that it needs to change.
Exactly. And so It's not about staying the same. It's about being progressive. It's about being innovative.
Truly progressive, not just saying it, right?
Not just saying it. Like the campaign. Like it's like everything's a slogan campaign of nothingness. It's like no specifics.
I know.
It's
and already the buzzwords gets drilled in your head. I'm really trying to avoid all the talking points that have been drilled over and over, you know?
Yeah. I saw the video of like the weirdo thing and you know, like how many stations were obviously like sent the talking notes to call Trump and JD Vance weird. It's like weirdos, like, weirdo.
Yeah.
And look, I mean, I'm just saying, I've said this. I don't love everything about Donald Trump as a man. But if I go watch Donald Trump talk and I go watch Kamala Harris, like there's only one person that's sort of weird. Like it's like odd, like, I don't know, convoluted. It's just strange. And I think I'm really trying to say that objectively, taking the policies out of it. Like I watched Donald Trump on freaking his show. What's his boardroom show called? Back in the day where you're fired. The Apprentice. Yeah.
You're right.
It's like he has a presence to him when he's speaking. You know, throw the politics out of it. Harris, it's just this odd laughing when she talks. Like I don't take her seriously and I don't know what she's trying to say.
Well, she says a lot without saying anything at all, usually.
That's sort of most politicians.
Yeah.
A lot of words and not a lot of meaning.
For sure.
I'm ready for some business like specifics. Let's get down to it. We're taking the BS out of business, baby. Kamala, help me. Show me your way. I know it already.
I mean, we'd be happy to have you as a guest.
We'd be happy. Come on.
I want to learn more about her.
You know, we'll be these, you know, we will not be the white dudes for Harris. We'll be people giving an equal forum to maybe make your election official as an elected official and not a propped up official. Because let's be honest, you haven't been elected, but you're in a real powerful place, baby. I mean, just saying. So let's let you state your case to get elected. So that's the crazy thing, man. Like finished last. I still can't get over it the more I think about it. I'm like, didn't want anything to do with her. Non-elected, finished last, dropped out first, whatever you want to call it. In the Democratic. Now, man, greatest vice president ever. That's why she's a front runner. Not what I was hearing on either side.
Right. That's not what the Democrats were saying 4 years ago when they were on stage debating against her.
You know, like, exactly. Let's go back to that.
There is better potential candidates, I think. Like I would like to see a more qualified. Is that the word? Maybe.
Yeah.
Qualified. I want to see real debates, real policy. Like let's get in the rawness of it. Let's skip this surface level feeling stuff. Let's talk policy.
Who do you want having a sit down with Kim Jong-un and Vladimir Putin before these like nuclear bombs start flying around? Who do you feel confident in that debate?
Well,
there's only one president that walked across the border of Korea.
Yeah.
You know, Kim Jong-un and Trump. I don't see any other president in history do that.
No. Willing to go have that conversation. Got panned like crazy for that. And it's like, this is about action. This is about doing things. This is about like taking chances. And like, that's all I see is the opposite of that. But
well, even what Trump did with the Abraham Accords with, you know, Saudi Arabia and Israel. And that's starting to be talked about more. There was a podcast with Jared Kushner, you know, Trump's son-in-law married to his daughter, who's Jewish, and he helped him negotiate, you know, the peace in the Middle East. No one's talking about that. Like we literally had peace in the Middle East 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And now there's a full-on war going on. 2.
Yeah. And it has nothing to do with gender or race. No. It's just facts, experience, and being specific with what you're doing, what you believe, who you are, and standing behind it. I did think this was interesting on the business side, just because it was the first change in a while. Sidebar here with the whole Southwest seat changing thing.
Hey, this is a big deal for Southwest people.
I know. There's a lot of people listen. Like a lot of people have been like, Southwest people for a long time, but their sales are like cut in half. So they're scraping the boarding zone thing in favor of assigned seats because they did a survey that 80% of people wanted assigned seats. Have you been a Southwest person in the past? You, Brianna,
no,
Chris?
I never liked the unassigned seating, if I'm being honest.
I fly Southwest all the time. It's the only airline I fly because it has unassigned seating, but families get like second priority boarding. So you all
family
sit
first.
Yeah, so you all sit
together. Looking like a true woman that has had babies on planes. I've been there too. That's
a pro
fun.
Mom move right there.
Yeah, pro mom move. Make moms great again. It seems like a real big change from what you've always been. Like that's one of the things that's what they've been known for forever. So they're kind of just completely abandoning that. But at the same time,
a big part of their brand.
If you do survey your own customers and 80% say they prefer assigned seating and your core product is not that, then you probably do need to make a change.
They're like, guys, by the way, apparently 80% of our people hate this.
Yeah. It'd be like McDonald's people. They did a survey. It's like, do you like our hamburgers or do you prefer Taco Bell's tacos? And 80% said tacos. We better start selling some tacos. It's like, better listen to your customers. It's like, it does make me wonder though, did it really change? Like whenever the last time, have they never done this survey before? Did it? I mean, because the moment it was 60%, I might have changed. I would have waited till 80% and my sales dropping 47%. Just saying. I don't know. Credit card delinquency rate hits nearly 12-year high. People are struggling to pay off credit card debt, even as many trim their spending. The share of credit card balances that are past due reached the highest level ever in the first quarter, according to data the Philadelphia Federal Reserve has tracked since 2012. It comes to us from NBCnews.com. I mean, interest rates are high. Inflation's high. Costs are higher. Groceries. Wages aren't really higher comparatively.
Insurance is higher.
So in the news of not surprised is this.
In the news of inflation.
This is what happens. So, elections matter, folks. This is why we're talking about it. It has a big impact on business and the bottom line. So you can go, if anybody's going, why this show suddenly talking politics? It's because it matters. And we need some specifics around how we're going to make this better. It's an election year too. So, and
we're talking business, right? You're taking the BS out of business.
That's right. We can't be authentic
numbers
if we aren't talking the numbers. It says $2,000, another article from CNBC.com around inflation. $2,000 summer camps are creating a summer crisis for working parents. It is complete chaos. The math seemed impossible, but numbers don't lie. It was less expensive for Julie Kelly to send her 9-year-old son to 7 different summer camps in 3 states than to roll him in one full-time program in Vermont where they live. Summer vacation lasts 10 weeks, and it will cost Kelly and her husband about $2,000 for their only child. It said by the time school starts in August, Kelly's son will have attended day camps in Vermont, New Hampshire, and Minnesota, where they'll stay with relatives. All the camps cost between $150 and $400 per week. Sounds insane, but those were the last best options with our budget, even planning months in advance. The local day camps they used last summer closed because of staffing shortages. American families now spend nearly 1/5 of their income, an average of $800 per month, on childcare, the Federal Reserve reports.
Which I'd also like to point out, part of Build Back Better was to lower costs of childcare.
Yep.
That was a huge part of that campaign, of the Kamala Biden campaign.
Yeah. How's that going?
Not great.
Well, these numbers seem to be telling another story, right?
I think they got off track, and they're building back better inflation. Like better being more, like higher. I think maybe that's the only thing that's been built back better.
We need new builders because I don't like the way they build.
We need some new materials.
Yeah.
How about some bricks, brick by brick? You know, like we didn't want to build a wall. We don't want to build, back better economies. So let's stop building the inflation. It's built high enough. I know you deal with this, Brianna. I've dealt with it. I've got 4 boys. Like, I get it.
Yeah. Well, and I wanted to include this article for, our viewers, and, now you got a mom on the podcast. So,
yes.
Bringing that to, the viewership. But I mean, it's a huge problem all across America. I mean, in this article, it talked about a significant amount of people either having to quit their job, change their hours, take extended vacations because they can't afford to pay for childcare. I mean, it's crazy. I would even argue that, like, it depends on where you're at in the country, of course, but everywhere from California to South Carolina right now, I mean, we've got 2 kids. It's, an average of $2,000 a month to have them in something. It's crazy.
Is this something like in your, like, other moms you're friends with across the country you guys talk about?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
You're hearing this like from a lot of people.
I mean, I would argue that 90% of the people that I know that become moms either have to give up their career because it doesn't make sense for them to work and have their kids in daycare, or they're working just to pay for the daycare, just because they want to keep a foot in the door, with their career. So, yeah, it's really impactful right now. An average American family, I feel like you're going to be spending, whatever your mortgage is, if you're trying to get into the housing market, plus, an extra $2,000 a month on daycare. I mean, you better be making...
That's a lot of money.
Good money. And then, you're eating top ramen.
Yeah.
Daycare.
Yeah. Yeah. Had some of that last night myself, actually.
What flavor? Chicken or beef?
It was teriyaki beef.
Ooh.
That was good.
Choice.
I like ramen. I mean, and hey, it doesn't hurt that it's low cost too.
I like it. It's poison.
Yeah, I know. 40% of parents say they can't afford summer camps due to higher cost of living. This is according to a recent Credit Karma survey of more than 2,000 U.S. adults. So that is statistically significant, which means that data is reflective of the United States population. So
it's almost half. It's a lot.
Yeah. And this is the impact. We're feeling it, and you need specifics for how we're going to fix it. You don't need Megan Thee Stallion or a bunch of celebrities, a bunch of betas for Harris, whatever they are, telling you what to do. You need specifics. She's been doing this you've gotten to see what it's going to be like the last 4 years. You can say it's been under, but they're the same policies. So if you want it to continue, you know where to vote. If you don't, you know where to vote. Just saying.
How's your quality of life?
Yeah.
That should be the only question. How's your pocketbook and how's your quality of life?
Yeah, how's your business? A lot of people running businesses listen to the show. How's your business? Talked to a guy this weekend. I was like, how's your business? He's like, well, I haven't made a profit in a couple of years. He said, I've been paying myself my salary, but the company's done nothing. It's like nobody wants to work, and every cost is higher. So, if you want it to stay the same, keep it the same. So there you have it. Oh, anything else we missed today that you thought was worth bringing up, Brianna?
I mean, Google blocking Donald Trump's assassination attempt. Thought that was a little fishy ahead of the election with what we know about, Meta and Google and the media. Yeah,
it is interesting, like, sort of starting to research like topics for the show and like just seeing how objective or not objective the news is. It's like, it's hard to find, like, and I'm not a Fox News like all day guy. Like but like, it is sort of like 10-1. Like, it's like every article, like the spin cycle, baby. It's like, whoa, I'm in the dryer. I don't know. I'm in the heavy wash load. Like, the spin is real. Like the other direction. And I'm like, it's crazy.
Well, it's super interesting because I was, listening to a big influencer recently, and they were saying there's all sorts of things that are like, that they've erased, and they're like, oh no, that didn't exist. It's like what she was calling it, like a Twilight Zone effect or something, Mandela effect.
The Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. Just Google it, everyone. And
the Mandela.
It's an image type learning process typically with images.
It's just super interesting. Like, I mean, I don't know. Lots to say.
Yeah. Lots happening out there. They're supposed to lower the interest rates the next rally. So hopefully that happens. We need them to go lower. Mm-hmm. And you can talk about Venezuela. Don't know how much it has direct to do with business other than just being crazy with democracy and everything else, or lack of. I don't know where that's going to net out. That's a little past my pay grade. I understand and don't agree with anything that's happening, past my pay grade of like knowledge of knowing how that gets resolved.
Yeah. I would say it was a fraudulent election and just should make people very grateful to be in America, where we have what we think is a functioning democracy. True.
Yes. Point
just
taken.
Look a little south, and that's true socialism.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
It's really unfortunate what's going on.
It is. And it does have impact. There's a lot of people. I know you're being down there in Miami, like you mentioned, like you see it, feel it, like you've had friends, girlfriends, etc., be impacted. So, lots of love if you're out there impacted by that. And, again, another reason we do live in the greatest country in the world, and we got to keep it that way. I think that's all we've got today. We appreciate you listening wherever you are, whenever you, however you are. Keep making us number one. We're going to bring you the truth. We're going to tell you like it is, like we see it. Don't always have to agree with it, but we know we're here for a reason. Chris, any final words?
Everyone have a great August. It's only 5 months till the end of the year. Get after it.
Exactly. August, September, October, November, December, 5 months. Hey, finish the year out strong. Got to make a way or make an excuse. Let's make some ways. Brianna, any final thoughts?
Make moms great again.
There you go. Yes. Make dudes great again.
Oh, yeah. We're not supposed to be about
just the white dudes. Well, give me a break.
My God.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. RyanIsRight.com. You'll find the highlight clips. Find all the info. You know where to find us. We'll see you next time on Right About Now.
This has been Right About Now with Ryan Alford, a Radcast Network production. Visit RyanIsRight.com for full audio and video versions of the show, or to inquire about sponsorship opportunities. Thanks for listening.